By acknowledging a petty problem you give it existence and credibility. The more attention you pay an enemy, the stronger you make him. And a small mistake is often made worse and more visible when you try to fix it. It is sometimes best to leave things alone. If there is something you want but cannot have, show contempt for it. The less interest you reveal, the more superior you seem. With the advent of social media, we live in an age of envy, where envy is being taken to extremes. People are generally dissatisfied with their lives because they can't achieve the lifestyle they want, but which they see others have. This is dangerous. Life is short. Time and resources are limited. In the realm of power, you must choose how to use your time and resources to best effect. You must only give your attention to what is truly important. You need to choose what you allow to occupy your mind. In an age of envy, there are trolls who will hurl insults your way. People will try and drag you into petty fights over petty issues. Have nothing to do with these people. Ignoring them is the solution. Remember that you choose to let things bother you. The powerful move is to choose not to notice the irritating offender, to consider the matter trivial and unworthy of your interest. What you do not react to cannot drag you down in a futile engagement. Your pride is not involved. The best lesson you can teach an irritating gnat is to consign it to oblivion by ignoring it. If it is impossible to ignore, then conspire in secret to do away with it. But never draw attention to something that will go away on its own. Understand this. When you pay attention to a person, the two of you become partners of sorts, each moving in step to the actions and reactions of the other. In the process, you lose your initiative. It is a dynamic of all interactions. By acknowledging other people, even if only to fight with them, you open yourself up to their influence. So be careful to whom you grant your attention and partner up with. The irritant often wants your validation more than anything else. They want a reaction because what they really want is your attention. By acknowledging a troll, you give him existence and credibility. Ignore the petty irritant with disdain and contempt. Like it is beneath you to even consider him worthy of your attention. Contempt is the prerogative of the king. Where his eyes turn, what he decides to see is what has reality. What he ignores and turns his back on does not exist. You show people then, you can do just fine without them. Consider this. Paying undue attention to a puny enemy makes you look puny. And the longer it takes to crush such an enemy, the larger the enemy seems. Also, if you succeed in crushing the puny enemy, or even just wounding him, you create sympathy for him. Many people naturally side with the underdog. It is tempting to want to fix our mistakes, but the harder we try, the worse we often make them. Sometimes it makes more sense to leave them alone, instead of inadvertently focusing attention on a problem. There is no point in making it seem worse by publicizing how much concern and anxiety it is causing you. It is often far wiser to play the contemptuous king, not lowering oneself to even acknowledge the problem's existence. When something does not go your way, the worst thing you can do is draw attention to your disappointment by complaining about it. A much better tactic is to act as if it never really interested you in the first place. Crying sour grapes like this is sometimes seen as a reflection of the weak. But it is actually the tactic of the powerful. When you are attacked by a puny enemy, deflect people's attention by making it clear the attack has not even registered. Look away, or answer sweetly, showing how little the attack concerns you. Similarly, when you yourself have committed a blunder, the best response is often to make less of your mistake by treating it lightly. Do not sniffle, or over-apologize. Instead, signal your own worth and power by treating your mistake with disdain. But use caution here. This tactic works best with the master, if done quickly and without fuss. Among equals it could backfire, your indifference could make you seem callous. Never make excuses and denials when caught in a mistake. You do nothing but stir up the waters and make the situation worse. It is often wise to play things the opposite way. Own up to your mistakes, but treat them lightly. Remember this? The powerful regard petty annoyances as water off a duck's back. Petty irritations are seen as below them, they will not stoop to even acknowledge them. So never show that something has affected you, or that you are offended. Contempt is a dish that is best served cold and without affection. However, be aware. Play the card of contempt with care and delicacy. Most small troubles will vanish on their own if you leave them be. But some problems will grow and fester unless you deal with them. Ignore a person of inferior stature, and the next time you look, he has become a serious rival. And your contempt has made him vengeful, as well. Often then, while you show contempt publicly, you will also need to keep an eye on the problem privately, monitoring its status, making sure it goes away. Develop the skill of sensing problems when they are still small, and taking care of them, before they become intractable. Learn to distinguish between problems that will go away quietly on their own, and those that are potentially disastrous. Whatever the case, don't take your eye completely off them. Don't let small problems become a cancerous cell. Sometimes a spark needs to be stomped out, before it starts a fire.